everybody. Hi, my name is Hanifa Washington, and I'm the Director of Education for Amistad America. Amistad is based here in New Haven, and we do educational programs. We had the joy of taking 6 Common Ground high school students and a teacher to the Dominican Republic over the winter. We worked with Yale University professor Dr. Ruth Blake from the Geophysics department, and she helped us do this amazing program. So we were able to combine science and culture together. This is a Sankofa, which is a Western African symbol for looking to the past and moving into the future. And that's what Amistad America bases its educational programs on. So this particular program, we worked with Dr. Blake, and we were able to help her with her research. Amistad America owns the Freedom Schooner Amistad. I actually sailed during the Caribbean Freedom Tour in 2009 throughout the Caribbean and Cuba. The boat has also traveled 14,000 miles to Africa, England, and Portugal. We are turning our focus to the Dominican Republic to do educational programs there based in the wintertime. The students who came on the trip with us did the first round of that and studied with Dr. Blake, studying marine biology and, importantly, geotraces and phosphate levels in the waters. It was an important trip because they were able to do some of the first research out of the Caribbean. Dr. Blake is right here, and she's working with one of our students. She actually came to Common Ground High School about 8 times and helped to train the students to do the field research that they would do later on in the Caribbean. She was an amazing teacher and really was able to get across the importance of process and why it's important to study these levels of trace minerals in the water. We traveled to Santo Domingo to our educational center, which is based in the Zona Colonial, which is in the heart of one of the oldest neighborhoods in the Americas. This is where we stayed. This building was built in 1509, and it was sort of our center point and our hostel, and that's where we run our programs out of.
So my name is Sam, and I'm a senior at Common Ground High School. When we first got to the Dominican Republic, we landed in Santo Domingo. From there, we went to La Romana, where we actually went on a sail trip. From there, we went to Harbacoa, where we stayed at an eco-village. When we were in La Romana, we went sailing to collect water samples for Dr. Blake. We had to collect a lot of samples because while we were there, we were doing a lot of phosphate testing, but we also had to have enough samples to send back to Yale to do more trace element testing. When we were there, we were trying to get water from different areas, so we tried to get it from 2 open-mouth rivers that went right into the ocean. We also tried to get some water from kind of the middle of the ocean where it was really open, and somewhere kind of in between those places. While we were on the boat, we collected, as I said, lots of samples. Actually, Lanissa was the person that was trying to mark and put our location down on the map so that we knew exactly where we were taking these samples from. And at the same time, we were taking salinity levels, because in different areas we're going to have different salinity levels, and wanted to keep track of that while we were on the ship. From there, we took all the water that we collected and brought it down to the bottom of the boat. We actually started to filter it. We had to filter everything by pumping it by hand. Really tired, really exhausting, but a lot of fun. Didn't finish it all, but the rest was brought back to be finished at their university.
Hi, I'm Lanissa, and I'm in the 11th grade. While in DR, we were given the opportunity to use one of the laboratories of one of the most prestigious schools in the Caribbean, the Unive. There we were able to do further processing of the water. We were able to filter it and add magic solution, not Johnson solution, to extract phosphorus. The phosphorus that was extracted will help us to determine the past weather patterns and the health of the living organisms in the ocean. We were able to condense 40 liters of water into 7 liters of phosphorus.
Hi everybody, my name's Jackie, and I'm a junior at Common Ground High School. This was one of the larger containers that we took from the Yake River up in Harbacoa, the mountains. It was the most beautiful place I've ever been in my entire life. And the next picture shows us on this giant rock right here. And we followed these kids from the village, and they just were like, come on, and you can even understand anything they were saying, but we followed. And then they take us this giant rock and they're pushing us into the water, and it was just the most amazing experience I've ever had. So while we were there, we also did free service projects. One of them was to give these kids books that we had brought down. We brought down pencils, books, toys, and we got to actually hand them to the kids at the school. This picture is where we're taking more water samples for Dr. Ruth Blake. We're getting some phosphate levels for the freshwater site. So there's Lanissa. She's previewing the books to make sure that they're, good enough for the little kids to try and understand and figure out English, because they don't actually know what they say yet. But it was really great interacting with all these kids and getting to know them and trying to learn the language. A couple of us knew Spanish, but I had no idea what was going on. So the other service project we did was to collect trash. Although it was a sustainable village, a lot of people didn't seem to understand that throwing trash on the ground isn't a good idea. They didn't have the same amenities that we have. They don't have people to come around and collect trash or recycling or things like that, so we tried to help out with that. The last service project we did was carrying up a lot of rocks from the riverbed. We had to drive them up this huge hill, and there was a couple guys with us, and they were doing the wheelbarrows, and it was just insane, and I was like, holy crap.
So you can see it was a very dynamic program. And we're very happy to have the Amistad under restoration at Mystic Seaport. She'll be joining us next winter in the Dominican Republic as we run our programs. Please check out our website as it's launched this Friday, amistadamerica.net. Thank you very much.